Note to self. Sometimes the pursuit music that you personally never wanted in the game to begin with conveniently doesn't play. Yeah. Hello, Legion. This is Hadrian. Thank you for being here. Let's play some more of The Long Dark in our brand new Last Misery series. Well, again, not so brand new anymore, but here we are. So, first death got served up last episode, in case you missed that, which is why, by the way, we now have no afflictions, because we're hearing a fresh start in Pleasant Valley, the most pleasant of valleys. And so I've got some stuff that I can eat, thankfully, without actually having to bust open any cans. So let's go ahead and do that, because I'm going to have to stay here at Signal Hill until such time as I can leave. So we're just going to have to pass some time. We did fully rest up at the end of the last episode, which helped us get rid of some sprains. I think one thing I'll be able to do... Hang on, I don't have any items that I can actually... No, I'm wearing literally everything. So I can't break anything up for cloth. But I need to make some bandages soon-ish. We're not going to do that just yet. But let's go ahead and now pass time for like 5 hours. It's really unfortunate that we're having to pass this much time. But I wanted to sleep to regain some of the condition that I lost last episode. I was really hoping, against hope, really, that Signal Void would be pretty... Or not... There. That's the second time in this one series I've done that. Signal Hill, I did spend a lot of time over the past calendar year trying to get Signal Void done, so I don't feel bad about it. That Signal Hill would be nice to me, and unfortunately, it was not. So this does give me the chance to recover a little bit more condition, which is good. I'm going to sleep, and then we will hopefully have, yep, the very beginnings of some daylight here. And it does sound like that storm passed, which is nice. Let me take one more look around here to make sure I didn't overlook any flares sitting on the ground. So we are, of course, in the throes of a fresh start here in Misery Mode, which is to be expected. It is quite an intensely challenging mode. Ooh, still quite cold out here. You know what? I think I might hang out for a bit longer inside, as much as I don't want to. There. Now we've passed some time. I don't know that I actually want to sleep right now. There is one locker we couldn't open. Let's make sure I didn't overlook a pry bar or anything underneath the lockers. No flares on top. No flares up there. Okay. Those are replacement fuses. Don't care. Oh, dog food. Nice. Would have missed that. Don't know how I missed it in the first place, but I did. There's some wires. Don't really care about that either. Okay. Let's see how the weather is. Again, this is the most pleasant of valleys. Oh, hey, look at that. Worth it. That's actually pretty close to the emote. So we're definitely going to have a Hadrian moment here. I don't care. For those of you newer to the channel's community, the Hadrian moment meme actually didn't originate here. It technically did. But it originated over in my fellow tester and good friend Athenon's channel. He created a redeemable card that could be played during his streams called Hadrian Moment. And someone could play it and kind of make him have a reflective moment, just enjoying the scenery that the game creates. So we did find both head covering and hand covering in the first episode of the new run here. So what I'm going to do is head back down to the farmstead. I'm going to try to avoid unnecessary sprain risk this time, because I still don't have bandages. So I prefer not to get even more sprains. I might even, yeah, you know what? As long as I can guarantee that the bear is not down there at the base of the cliff, I think I might just slide down the rope. That'll be a good way to avoid sprains, and then get straight back across to warmth and safety. Beautiful morning in Pleasant Valley.
Felt so cold in my life.
If anyone wonders why it's been 10 years, and yet we continue to play this game. That's why. Right there. Alright. I didn't look very much for the bear, so I'm taking a bit of a risk here. But I need to stay moving, because we are unfortunately losing condition again. I'm surprised how low to the ground I got during that climbing animation. That was funny. Okay, I think we're in the clear. I'm gonna sprint. And one thing I'm gonna test as I cross the road here, we are gonna check that car. Oh look, the doors haven't spawned in yet. There they are. Level of detail. LOD. So I'm gonna check the tool shed again, because the additional clothing that I've found in the past few moments, and also the sewing kit, might have enabled me to survive inside the shed for a bit. It's possible. But first we're going to check this car. Nothing in the trunk. Nothing in the glove box. Nothing in the floorboards. Check the backseat. Nada. Okay. Nothing burger. Love it. Love everything about it. Alright, let's go back to the shed. Need to be mindful of a potential bear. Okay, I see wolves closer than they were last time. Alright. Oh, yeah, a bear and a wolf right out in front of me. Alright, let's take a moment to see if maybe we're warm enough in here now. We are not. Sad day. Okay, I do want to make one more pass through here all the same. Now, we could actually sleep in here and recover a bit of condition, because the bed is warm enough. So I think I'll do that. Let's go ahead and sleep for 2 hours. If you didn't know that that was a trick. Every bed in the game, including just this straw that you can sleep in, has a warmth bonus that you can see on the screen. And as long as the warmth bonus surpasses the minimum temperature that you need in order to be warm enough, as long as it surpasses freezing, then you're fine. Okay, so the bear didn't move much, which is weird because I just slept for 2 hours. That's rude. So rude. Okay.
Freezing.
Alright, so lots of wolves. You know, actually, let's just go ahead and take this opportunity, since the game is kind of saying, stop it, don't go towards the farmstead. I'm just going to listen to it. We're going to go straight toward... We're going to check for cattails real quick. Yep, worth it. Sounds like Pleasant Valley is about to pull a Pleasant Valley. But I'm going to go straight for the barn. We don't have our first affliction yet. It's going to be a moment longer before we get it. So I'm going to climb to the crest of this hill here and hopefully spot for any wolves between me and my destination. So as I mentioned in the last episode, one of the things that I want to try to do with this second run is I want to experiment with maybe going in a different direction than I went the first time. So we went straight to Coastal Highway from here last time. So instead, based on how the loot goes, how the looting goes, I should say, instead we could go to Mystery Lake. That is one possibility. It does seem like the coast is clear here. There's a part of me that's tempted to go to the car first and then go to the barn, but we will probably move past that car again on the road at some point, especially if we do head back to the Mystery Lake exit. But in order to make that choice, one thing that we kind of absolutely need is we need a lantern or a flare. And I think I would like to visit Thompson's Crossing before I leave here. There is one other major loot location in Pleasant Valley that we haven't been able to reach yet. And so, oh, and there we have diminished form. So now we have less stamina. First affliction is always the same. I knew that was right around the corner. But yeah, there's one loot location we haven't been able to check yet, but if we have another death while this series is going, which is entirely possible, I might try it. And it's, it's a little bit riskier, but if you go straight for the plane crash in the back of Pleasant Valley, there's a lot of potentially good clothing that you can find there. There's not a lot else, so, I mean, there is, well, on this difficulty, there's not even food, come to think of it, because the airline food that gets spawned into lower difficulty loot tables doesn't spawn, interestingly enough. So you'll have to be mindful of that. But okay, I'm going to step over here. It looks like I am starting to get pretty thirsty. Again, frostbite no longer a concern. Don't see any wolves in the immediate area. Let me take a look in this storage shed. See what I can find. Nothing. Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. Great.
Getting a bit thirsty.
I know. I'm on it. Give me a second. Give me a second. Not sure where the wolves are, but they're not close. So I'm going to check both tractors while I can. Every now and then there's a beverage or something else in one of these. Again, you never know. The loot tables have been changed. Who knows what spawns in the freaking tractors? Maybe it's nothing now. Maybe nothing ever spawns in either of those, but I'm used to finding at least a soda from time to time. Okay, and once again, we are not warm enough in here, which is less than convenient. I see a pry bar under the cab of the truck here. Okay, so we are warm enough in the cab of the truck, so we can rest for a moment in here and recover some warmth. So let's first of all, a couple of things. I'm going to try, I'll chat on some carrots just to kind of stay fed. I also have some cattails. Let's drink some water so that we can offset that particular frustration. We have some coffee as well that we found, which I'm going to try and save for a rainy day. Okay. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I need to rest in here, don't I? Let's go ahead and sleep for, let's just say an hour. I don't want to spend too much time here. And if I could make it to Thompson's Crossing during this particular day, I think that would be ideal. I think we're still, yeah, just past noon. That's nice. Let's see what else we can get away with here. No matches yet. Note left behind. Not going to read that. There's a training manual, which we can read, as we've learned, with the afflictions from misery mode. Nothing back here. Okay, dusting sulfur, don't care. There's one particular commenter. I'm looking at you right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and check upstairs. I'm not really feeling too much more productive of a barn run this time, but we do have a pry bar now, so I can open locked containers. That's at least a step in the right direction. Didn't mean to click the bench, meant to click the drawer. Okay, I see a whetstone there. Oh, there's a whetstone in the drawer too. Interesting. Oh, lamp oil. Lamp oil, but no lamp. That's the wrong order. Hey, a stem. Hey, dog food. A can opener would be nice for all this canned stuff that you're giving me, though, game. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. There's another candy bar. Okay. Okay. Alright, well, here we go, then. Off to Thompson's. because that is a complete barn run. Let me just make sure that I didn't overlook any super obvious matches laying anywhere. Because that would annoy me. Okay. Seems like we're fine. I think I can make it to Thompson's with this weather, assuming that the... Oh, just kidding. This weather is terrible. This is a bad idea. I shouldn't go to Thompson's right now, but I'm going to anyway. So this is not a fully fledged blizzard yet. It might look like it, but for those of you newer to the game, until you have that really, like, loud wind, I know this is quite loud,
I hate being cold.
but until you have the really loud wind and the kind of whiteout effect that kind of makes everything fade out all around you, it's not a blizzard. So this is just a bad storm. We're going to lose some condition in this. But I would rather try and make it to Thompson's, knowing that we're not that far. Unfortunately, the wind is blowing in my face, which we can all agree is incredibly inconsiderate in every way. So this is the straight path to Thompson's. You can follow this sort of, it's what you might call a snow road. Kind of a, you can tell that there is a road here that's just completely buried. The one challenge to following these is that when you get down onto the road, first of all, it's not like the main roads that are partly uncovered, because when you get on the actual asphalt, it's, alright, and now it's a blizzard. Now it's a blizzard. When you get on the actual asphalt, what happens is you can move a little bit faster. It gives you a little bit of a movement speed bonus when you're on the asphalt. You don't get that here. But secondly, you actually don't see the wolves. You don't, like, if you're down in the middle of these, like, two little slopes on either side of these roads, you might miss the fact that you're being snuck up on by a predator on one side or the other. And that might still happen here, which it's unfortunate that the blizzard set in when it did. This is Pleasant Valley being Pleasant Valley, but I'm just going to take the condition loss because I can, and because I'm honestly not that far from Thompson's Crossing. I just need to follow this for a bit longer, and I'll be okay. And then I'll be able to get inside. There will still be some daylight, and there are some locations that I didn't check last time that I can remember to check this time. Alright, so this is going to take us right to the roadside, I believe. So ironically enough, we might walk right up on a wolf here if I'm not careful, but that would be life. We'll lose a good bit of condition here, but then the amount of stuff that we can find potentially at Thompson's should make up for it. Alright, so here's the road. And now let's get that movement bonus. Yeah, you can visibly see it as soon as I step onto the pavement. Now we are here at Thompson's Crossing, like I said. Home free. Let's go straight to the town center and warm up a little bit. Now, the very first place I'm going to look is in here, because I forgot to. First time I came through. So let's do that. We have some curtains that we can tear up for cloth, which is really nice. I'll use that to repair some of my clothing, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that. We are warm enough in here, thankfully, which is to be expected. Unfortunately, since we did walk around in a blizzard there for a bit, that is going to hurt some of the clothing that I do have. Unless the mechanics have changed without my noticing, when you have the, like, strong storm that we had there for a moment before it actually became a blizzard, that doesn't hurt your clothing, at least not to the same degree that a blizzard does. When you walk around outside in a blizzard, it is damaging to everything on your outer layer. So just kind of know that. If you happen to be newer to the Long Dark, that is something to be mindful of. Even if you feel like you can afford to walk around in a blizzard, you are hurting your clothing by doing so. Well, well, well. So far, not seeming like a particularly great Thompson's run, but there's more to be searched here than just this town hall. Plus, there's a bed here, which comes in handy. Dusty pork and beans. So that's, what, my third or fourth canned food item? I think that's actually fourth or fifth, because I have 2 cans of dog food now. And some tomato soup. Alright. So far doing pretty well loot-wise. In terms of, like, finding food. Well, food loot, yes. Tin of sardines. Okay, nothing down here. Ah, tinder plug. A carrot, some salt. Thompson family stew. Recipe card. I might have just overlooked that last time because it blends in so well that it's very possible that I just missed that. Either that or I grabbed it and don't remember. Alright, let's check the fridge and the freezer. And that's it. No can opener. No cooking pot, no skillet. Wow. Wow, Thompsons. Okay. Okay. Also, no lantern, which is less than ideal.
It's so cold.
You'll be fine.
I'm gonna lay down for a bit.
Okay. Alright, so we've got a couple of pieces of firewood here. There's some more salt, another book. I'm starting to get a little bit encumbered, although there's a potato. Okay. Whole lot of nothing in this kitchen. Oh, wait, hold on. Oven? Nope, nothing in the oven. Okay. So far, Thompson's is not being very nice to me. There could be some good stuff over at the store across the street, though, if I'm lucky. It's actually the second pair of socks I've found. First pair I was already wearing was in pretty good shape. Okay. More books. Do I really need those? I mean, I can pick them up and potentially heat something with them soon. I don't have any actual, like, coffee or tea containers. That is one thing we were relatively fortunate with in the first run. We found multiple containers of, like, tea and coffee. Pretty early. Not so much the case this time. Okay. Anything else? Am I missing anything? Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Now, last time I exited this house, while recording, the game crashed. I would just like to point that out for the record. So, I'm very wary of that, but tell you what, let's go ahead and break down one curtain, and then just for the sake of keeping things stable-ish, we're going to consume this maple syrup. We'll also drink some water. And I'm going to get some rest here, because I can. We'll only sleep for a couple of hours, because I would still like there to be a little bit of daylight, and maybe this storm will pass. Doesn't sound like it's passing. but at the very least, we'll warm back up, and I can head back out and keep checking the other houses. Okay, before I check the other houses, let me actually head across the street. Because this, as a loot location, is the most promising of the ones that are available to me. Nice. Okay, so we've got some oats. That'll be good for porridge. And I think we found oats in that exact same spot last time. Ooh, crackers, dog food, beef jerky. Okay, so the food loot table continues to be good. There's some stump remover there, don't really care. There's another potato. Small arms handbook. Probably don't care about that. We'll check the register here. Alright, so far, no matches whatsoever. Also, no lantern. And if I can be honest about like what I was hoping to find here, it was a lantern. Oh, there's some matches. Okay, well there's that at least. With that, we can now make our way through to Mystery Lake. That's awesome. So that gives us an excuse to try something different this run than we did last time. We don't have a lantern yet.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
There's some potatoes. So we can now do lots of cooking. I did find some cooking oil at the farmhouse. So we'll be able to do a lot with that in Thompson's. Alright, there's some spray paint. Fine, I'll pick it up. Fine. 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 Twist my arm. Freaking spray paint, man. It's a bit of a running joke here on the channel that having played so much of the Long Dark before spray paint ever existed, I'm very big on my mental maps of the game and of the zones. Spray paint was of course added because the game has gotten a lot bigger. The map is a lot bigger. There's just more to explore. The Long Dark's map, in terms of its overall size and like traversable area, is larger than Skyrim's. Let me say that again. The Long Dark's map is larger than Skyrim's. That is not a joke. That is a fact. So, they gave us spray paint so that we could have a little bit of an easier time remembering where we're going. Makes perfect sense. I don't blame them in the slightest. Doesn't mean that I don't meme all over it any chance I get. Okay, I'm going to check the trunk of this car. We are going to lose a little bit more condition here due to the blizzard.
If I don't warm up soon.
Still hopeful that we might find some decent loot here at Thompson's Crossing, but the matches have guaranteed us the ability to do something different, which I'm quite happy about.
I wonder if I can.
You can drop some of this gear. You're not going to yet, though. Alright, reclaimed wood, which I can use. Oh, man. Okay, this is a very, very bare bones loot table here. Don't love that. Okay. Let's check the church. Well, actually, no. Let's check the cab of this truck. You're fine. Thompson's Crossing Church. Mass on Sundays. Alright, inside we go. Alright, so that looks like a granola bar. Alright, very, very oddly generous food loot table so far. Very weird indeed. Alright, I'm going to make sure that there's nothing hiding in the back of the pews. Nothing there. Stack of papers. That's a book. That's a book. No matches. Okay. So now we have some cooking to do. let's head back outside. I'm going to step over here briefly. Yep, worth it. What's up, dead guy? Nothing there, and nothing else here. Okay, let's go back to the town hall as fast as we can. We are quite tired. So I'm going to do a fair amount of cooking, whatever I can really get away with. Let's grab that reclaimed wood, because it'll come in handy for the fire. And then we should be able to recover a fair amount of condition while here in the town hall. Okay. Inside we go. Let's close that. We are warm enough. Let's now start a fire. We have a book, cattail head, no accelerant to speak of. I will go ahead and take the charcoal just so that I can potentially have use for that later. 12 matches in our first box. That's not too bad. We're going to try to take advantage of that. This is the one match that I want to use. Damn.
Okay, that didn't work.
That's one wasted. %80 start chance using a book.
Come on, little fire. Come on.
Jennifer, the fire cheerleader. All right, so there's that.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Okay, I'm going to hold off on putting more of this wood on this fire, but now what we can do. Now, unfortunately, come to think of it, I don't have anything to cook with. Unless, that's right, I did grab a cooking pot, thankfully. And I have that. Okay, just kidding, I do have something to cook with. There we go. All right, so let's make some porridge. Interesting. Yeah, so somebody pointed out in the comment section, notice that icon to the right there that just faded out. You get cooking skill from preparing porridge and from cooking it all the way through, or at least it seems that way. So we'll find out in a moment. Oh, I do have a tin of coffee. I don't remember picking that up, but we're definitely going to make some more coffee. All right, so hang on. Let's see if this is true. Yeah, more cooking skill. Interesting. So you get cooking skill from both preparing porridge and from cooking it all the way through. And I imagine that's the case for anything else. So we'll get some cooking skill from this. I'm going to go ahead and eat that because I can. We have plenty of water. That's a good use for it at the moment. We also have some potatoes to cook. That is one thing about the first run, is that we did lots of cooking, and we really benefited from it. In the episode right before I died.
I need to find a place to rest.
You will, it's fine. But first, making sure that we have a nice full stomach and are well fed, because we are going to be heading for Mystery Lake next. And hopefully the dam will have some good stuff for us, but we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, that's the last of our coffee. Can't do anything else with this. I don't want to touch any of the canned food until I find a can opener, which hopefully I'll find, but so far, no dice. Let's just continue to use this fire for the amount of time that we have it, which, how much is that, by the way? 2 hours, 48 minutes? Yeah, we got plenty of time. I'll go ahead and prepare some water here. And we'll eat a little bit more. It's a good way to kind of wind down for this episode. That is one thing. I remember, what was it, episode 3 or 4? I think I kicked off the episode, then like cooked for a solid like 10, 15 minutes. Which is fine, don't get me wrong. I'm not going to micromanage when I cook in YouTube content, but like sometimes it's good to acknowledge that like if you can afford to, you know, let's have like a cooking run towards the end of an episode. Because it's kind of a different vibe from the survival content. All right, let's go ahead and drink that. Keep thirst quenched. Okay, that porridge is cooked. Alright, looks like we can still make porridge. Believe it or not. How much time do we have? Hour 59 minutes, not bad. Eat that. Yeah, we're going to be very well fed here. That is amazing that you get cooking skill from both steps of this. I just hadn't noticed that before, or if I did, I'd forgotten. Let's go ahead and drink that, and now thirst is going to be completely topped off. I'm going to continue to just farm water from that. Don't feel bad about it. Stomach's almost completely full. Alright, we can't make any more porridge. We can, however, cook some potatoes. Ooh. Aurora. Surprise, surprise. We have no reason to go outside during this, so we're not going to. Alright, cooked potato. Alright. We are officially tired. So I don't want to do this for too much longer, but I would like to cook these potatoes if I can manage it. Oh, the fire went out. Damn. I wasn't paying attention to how much longer. Okay, in that case, I didn't want to stop cooking yet, but you know what? I'm not going to waste another match, because the next match is going to be the one that gives us our torches to get through the cave. So, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to end this episode here, but first, let's go ahead and drink some water. And then I'm going to sleep for a solid 10 hours. Not 12, because we can only sleep for 10 if we don't want to lose too much condition due to thirst. So we're going to wake up thirsty here, but we'll stop this one here. And of course, Pleasant Valley is being Pleasant Valley outside. But in the next one, as soon as this storm passes, I'm going to head back towards Signal Hill and kind of veer left and basically go straight for the Mystery Lake transition zone. Because now that I have the ability to, you know, make torches, I'll have to make sure I do that before I get there. But now that I have the ability to make torches, I can get all the way through that cave. And then head into Mystery Lake, where we will have plenty more lootable locations available to us. Again, one thing we might do in a future Misery run, either in this series or in the next season of Last Misery, whenever that may be, is see what happens when, and of course you can try this yourself beforehand, let me know how it goes, but like, see what happens when you go straight for the plane crash at the beginning, which is a very risky way to start Misery, but maybe it's a good calculated risk given that you don't have any other afflictions and that there's so much that you can potentially find there. So whether or not that balances out against the later sort of struggles that you have in Misery mode, who's to say? But that's one thing that I'm keeping in mind as well. But for now, I'll stop this one here. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to follow along. For early episodes, For early episodes, channel emotes, and member badges, look for the join button. New episodes drop at 1 p.m. US Eastern Time every day but Wednesday, and comments are always welcome, so leave your thoughts below. And I'll see you next time.